Hi, my name is Caroline Crabtree. I did my company case study for Business's Mission on the company Turbocam. Turbocam started as a software applications company in Madbury, New Hampshire in September 1985. While its mission was committed to paper and refined several years later, the ideals of created wealth for people, supporting Christian service to God and people, and manufacturing valuable turbo machinery projects were central in the startup. The early years of the company saw many software solutions for manufacturing within different applications, while at the same time, Turbocam was developing expertise in 5-axle programming, primarily for rotating parts. In 1987, Turbocam incorporated and bought a small Boston-matic 5-axis machine. 1 year later, the company grew and rented space in Dover, New Hampshire, where it thrived for the next 16 years. In 1988, the company prototyped impellers for the smallest turbo air compressor in the industry, a 125 HP machine, and helped produce a highly efficient machine. Soon, these game-changing impellers found their way into larger air compressors for several manufacturers. With better aerodynamic designs and improved dynamic balance, these impellers challenged the cast wheels that were traditionally used in the industry. These new impellers built on the metal properties of forged bar or billet instead of castings. So in 1990, Turbocam brashly contracted to make 4 stages of shrouded bliss for development on the Boeing 777 engines. The making of these incredibly difficult parts taxed every resource of the company in software, machine design and maintenance, and machining skills. 10 months later, the capabilities of the company advanced greatly, preparing it for bigger challenges. During this same period, the company made 2 bliss and 2 stators for a small experimental aero engine. The customer claimed that the blades were perfect with 0 deviation from the nominal, which is almost unheard of. Several engineers from that company later moved on to other employers, bringing more customers and projects with them as they continued to rave about Turbocam's incredible quality. Instead of polishing parts by hand after machining, Turbocam employees machined parts so precisely that no manual finishing operations were needed. Even 10 years later, producing hundreds of parts annually, a single person did all of the reverberating and polishing at the company. CNC milling instruction sets grew from kilobytes to megabytes, along with the ability to manage all of that information. Impellers frequently balanced without corrective metal removal. In 1989, Turbocam India was launched in Goa to meet demands for turbo machinery products in India and to build a base for job and wealth creation. Turbocam Europe was introduced the next year in Fareham, England. Both of these companies received challenging assignments, developing skills, and attracted loyal customers in their respective countries and regions. So they were quite a success. 10 years later, a market developed for high volumes of turbocharger compressor impellers for truck and passenger car applications. Turbocam responded with its Automated Production System, or TAPS, division. This was designed to work around the clock while fully unmanned on Sundays, which allowed their employees to also have off on Sundays. Parts are changed robotically, and the process is continuously monitored to receive the close tolerances and surface finishes needed for high-performance turbo machinery applications. In 2004, a new plant was built in Barrington, New Hampshire, and the division grew to make over 400,000 impellers per year. Similar numbers of turbine nozzles are also produced at TAPS. These products have enabled its customer to achieve goals of emission reductions ahead of its competitors and significantly increase market share as well. So today, Turbocam divisions have also sprouted in Taiwan, the Netherlands, Romania, Japan, and the United Arab Emirates. They supply a variety of products to the steam and gas turbine markets, manage complex supply chains, and are an international liaison. An affiliated company, Completes Inc. in Canada, provides software solutions packaging some of the best manufacturing practices from Turbocam. Bold and creative solutions to design and manufacturing challenges combined with understanding economic constraints and international opportunities have characterized Turbocam's culture. No less significant has been the determination to follow the mission that they have set in stone since the beginning, to honor God, create wealth for its employees, and support Christian service to God and to people. 31 years after it was started, Turbocam parts fly on the space station and several makes of rocket engines, help propel the most efficient aircraft engines, provide the boost for the cleanest and most efficient diesel engines, produce a significant amount of compressed air around the world. The company has over 800 employees and produces education, clean water, and opportunity for over 1,500 children in India, Nepal, and South Africa. The founder, whose name is Marian Naronha, is also the chairman and the president. He is a graduate of BHU Institute of Technology in Varanasi, India, with a Bachelor of Technology in Mechanical Engineering. His graduate studies were in the aerodynamics of wind turbines at McGill University, Montreal. He founded Turbocam in 1985 after 2 years in advanced CAD/CAM applications in computer vision, and after many years of R&D in wind turbine development and energy conservation. Turbocam is a private company with a board of leadership from several different countries, which are listed on their website. Turbocam does product development, prototyping, high-volume production, advanced technologies, and quality assurance and automation solutions. Turbocam exists in 11 locations in 9 different countries on 4 different continents, so it's very spread out and very diverse. It has locations in manufacturing facilities in the United States, England, India, and locations in the UK, the Netherlands, Romania, Japan, Taiwan, South Africa, and also Canada. It has a committed and skilled staff of over 325 people. Many of these employees have been at the company for over 15 years, some for over 20 years. They love the company so much they want to stay loyal to it and not share any of its secrets so that it can survive and thrive and do what God purposed it to do. Turbocam has a high-tech culture that treats machinists and engineers as partners rather than the machinists looking down on the engineers or the other way around. The CAM in Turbocam stands for Computer-Aided Manufacturing. Using networked milling machines, advanced software, and fast computers, the company can produce parts accurately and with a high degree of precision. Turbocam exports 70% of its products and recently opened a facility in Romania. Research and development is ingrained in Turbocam's culture, and the company is always seeking better ways to compete in the global economy. Turbocam develops and manufactures turbo machinery parts. Its products for the aerospace industry include various aerospace engine components and hardware for jet engines, missile systems, satellites, and spacecraft, also including rocketry space exploration products, including pump impellers and rocket turbo pumps for the aerospace industry. The company also provides turbine blades and vanes, centrifugal air compressor impellers, compressor impellers for chillers, distributed power generation, small turbines, process gas compressors, all used in the automotive industry. In addition, it also offers various products for the marine industry, which include components for systems that provide power on naval cruisers and destroyers and such things like this. Further, the company also provides various propeller products such as rocket turbo pumps that take payloads into space, turbojet engines for missile systems, and turbojet engine blasts for commercial, regional, passenger, and military aircraft. It serves companies in the United States and internationally. In short, Turbocam specializes in turbo machinery applications with a core competency in 5-axle milling. This is a company that is a supplier of choice to major aerospace and industrial turbo machinery products, and also develops and sells specialized software for 5-axle machinery. At a time when many companies are struggling, the 23-year-old international company, which creates turbo machinery for the aerospace and industry markets, is actually growing instead of declining in business. Since 2000, annual sales have skyrocketed from 6 million to more than 50 million, which is really crazy. Turbocam has a high-tech culture that treats machinists and engineers as partners, as I mentioned before. A magazine called Hydrocarbon Processing said that New Hampshire-based Turbocam exhibited highly precise hot gas turbocharger impellers for truck diesel engine exhaust. This unique diffusion conversion-based technology improves both the chemical and physical characteristics of steel. Diffusion conversion alters the crystalline lattice of the steel and thereby eliminates wear at the nano level. As far as the fate dynamics, as far as the company faith integration, the founder and CEO of the company says that prayer is happening all the time in the company in different places. There's probably a minority that chooses to snigger, Narolanha says. Only the 2% of employees have declined jobs because of the mission of their company. The mission is also on the company website, he says, and no customer has ever complained about it. In fact, Narolanha says that one of his largest customers played a slideshow, such as this, about Turbocam's unique culture at the customer's company meeting. When asked about the company's philosophy on giving back, Narolanha is concise. I haven't taken anything, so I don't need to give anything back. While international, he is involved in numerous missionary projects. The company is not always involved locally. Narolanha says creating jobs is his way of giving locally, and that payroll and benefits account 30% of his budget, while corporate giving accounts for just 1%. A $500 park bench with my name on a plaque may be more visible than employee, but each job is more valuable, says Narolanha. That 1% goes to many international causes, including buying 42 Nepali families out of slavery and establishing towns and schools for them. A former missionary helped him connect with local Nepali church leaders. And some of the money for those projects also came from customers and suppliers. Last month, Naroha took a 3-week trip to Nepal to visit a school that Turbocam helped fund and build. The company also recently worked with a public relations firm for the first time to develop a new tagline, "Innovate with Grace." You can call it a purely technological statement, or you can call it a religious statement. Naroha says, when you put it together, this is who we are. Founder and chairman Marian Naroha says that people are attracted to the company's mission and its culture of trust. He says, "I'll tell you where my trust comes from. It's purely religious. To me, the company culture becomes an outflow of our values." Turbocam is partnering with One Voice to host a community awareness event addressing substance misuse in the city that they are based in New Hampshire. So they also do that as well locally. So after 25 years of never paying a bribe, Turbocam is becoming a catalyst for others in the fight against corruption. Just a few years ago, they had to wait for 16 different permits to set a new factory up in the land of Goa, and despite the few extra costs incurred, they stood firm in their conviction to not pay a bribe. In a world where everyone pays bribes, and this is what expedites the process of making a business, this was very unique, and a lot of people looked up to Naroha in this way, that he wouldn't compromise his convictions, but chose to stand firm in that. Therefore, they're having a ripple effect as they share their story, and their company history has earned them a voice in the public square and also in the public relations environment as well. They're getting much publicity in magazines, by the general public, about how one should stand firm for what they believe in, regardless of how it may affect their business or company. So, reflecting on their company faith integration, Turbocam seems to be very intentional in how they do this, related to how they have Christian leadership, how they take very good care of their employees, and they, in their mission statement, say very clearly that they want to honor God and to help their fellow man. Additionally, in the inherent integration, they excel in doing everything they do with excellence. This is why they have parts on the space station, on several other very popular machines internationally and in the US. So therefore, because they are known for doing what they do with excellence, that points to a conviction that Christ calls us to do things with excellence. So therefore, they obey him in doing that. In their internal integration, what I was talking about with the Christian employees taking very good care of their employees, they make sure to make that a very real part of their business and what they do. In incorporating external integration, the company Turbocam does many missional things like founding the school in Nepal, buying the 42 families out of slavery, treating their employees as well as everyone else that they interact with well. And then Naroha also taking that 3-week trip to Nepal incorporates the external integration. So they definitely put a high emphasis on that as well. So a little bit on my conclusions from looking at the company Turbocam in my case study. I think Turbocam is integrating their faith fairly well into their company, as I spoke about. Turbocam lies in the middle of Johnson's chart. So Johnson has a chart that has this end of the spectrum on bad business, but good mission. And then on this end of the spectrum, he has good business, but bad mission. So on these ends of the spectrums, they kind of succeed in one, but then fail in another. But then in the middle of the spectrum where it meets, there's good both of these. So good business as well as good mission. So, yeah, I feel like Turbocam does a really good job at the business side as well as the mission side of things. Naronha is also a job maker. In starting this business, he made jobs for people versus took jobs from people. And Turbocam is also doing a great job at working to accomplish God's mission of bringing himself glory so that all the nations could come to worship him through doing those good social deeds as well as having a Christian mission and doing everything that they do with excellence so that people can see this is a company that wants to honor the Lord in everything that they do. So my recommendations to this business, I think it's a really great business, but maybe a couple things that they could do better are more outreach and mission in the community and amongst the employees where it is at, like in the New Hampshire, as well as the other businesses that it's located. They do a really great job of reaching out to the external community, but as far as incorporating the intrinsic faith integration, I think it could improve a little bit on that. And with that, having more long-term impacts, it didn't talk a lot about how it followed up with their employees that left or about how they kept in contact with the people that they ministered to overseas. So just being really intentional about having that long-term impact versus just like giving people money and that being the end of that. Thirdly, having more training and discipleship for new staff. From what it sounded, I didn't hear a lot of specific training for the staff that came on, or like Bible studies led by the leadership. So I think that's something that they could consider, as well as the other benefits for the employees, such as having a daycare, a gym, or other benefits like that. I think Turbocam could put more businesses in unreached countries so that the business could hire people from that country that wouldn't normally hear the gospel, and in that way it could help other people be drawn to the Lord. And finally, they could have a little bit more marketing possibly, because I had never heard of the company Turbocam before I did this company case study on them. So maybe they could market so that people could know who they are and what they're about. So in conclusion, this is a quote from the beginning of a chapter of Neil Johnson's book, Business's Mission. It's "A visionary who doesn't plan is only a dreamer" by Dick Wynn. So Naronha founded this company when he was 23. He worked to start it. So he clearly was a man with a plan because he had everything mapped out and he just took those little steps after little step and wasn't discouraged when things wouldn't go his way, when he was faced with paying bribes to possibly make his business proceed faster. But he had a plan and he stuck to that plan, and the Lord was the one who authored that plan for him, and he didn't do anything outside of that plan. So I really enjoyed doing my company case study on Turbocam, and I hope you guys enjoyed listening to it. The next slide is the references that I used if you would like to look those up and use them as well in a future presentation. Thank you. Have a great day.